Greetings, friends, and welcome back to the 3 Minute Horror Show. Holy crap, I have two guests with me here today. We have actor, director, writer, producer, and animator Tyler Cheman, and we have actress, writer, director, producer Lydia Manson. They're both writer, director, producers. They're both involved in a couple of projects that we've discussed here on the channel before with Mel Heflin, The Lady of the Castle de la Mort, and Big Boobenstein. Tyler and Lydia, welcome to the channel. Thank you for being with me here.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
Now, before we get started, would you like to give the audience a little background on yourselves? And since there are two of you, Lydia, why don't we start with you?
Um, well, I live in upstate New York. I have been doing film for about 5 years now. I kind of fell into it. It was never like a dream or a plan that I intended to go and do. So everything happens for a reason. A friend of mine was cast in an independent horror film, and I was following along just to support her, and they needed extra female cast, so I applied. And once I did that, I kind of was like sucked into the indie horror world. And now 5 years later, here I am.
Now, Tyler, how about you?
I sold my soul to the devil, but um, I I started maybe when I was 19, 19 years old, and I was always a shy kid growing up. I was always into writing through middle school and high school, and I was working on a bunch of short stories and everything, and I wanted to try to get myself out there, so I joined working as a scare actor for a haunted house. And it turns out the one makeup artist did creature makeup for a bunch of feature films, and they brought me on as an apprentice, learned a bunch of special effects stuff, and kind of just worked my way up from the industry, from working crew to working background acting, and immediately into directing my first feature, Alive the Undead, that's available for free on YouTube, and then just kept going up from there. And yeah, it's been quite a wild ride, and the world brought me and Lydia together. We got a lot of fun projects that we're teaming up for. So
Excellent.
it's a lot of fun.
Now, I love to start my interviews with creative people talking about their backgrounds, trying to
Mhm.
learn where that art comes from. Have you two always been drawn to create art of some sort?
I'd say so. Like, luckily, we're both huge fans of Lord of the Rings. So what really inspired me to like do everything was growing up watching all the behind the scenes, like the appendicides that they have in those the extended editions, because each of those volumes had like 16 hours of behind the scenes footage, and just seeing how What a Workshop did all the set design and everything too, and all these scrapped concepts of whether they're storyboards or actual like set pieces and all this stuff too that just took into account before they got their final product done. And I'm just like, when I saw it as a kid, I'm like, that's what I want to do. And it's been pretty wild.
Now, how about you, Lydia?
I grew up drawing really good stick figures. And but I did write a lot of poetry in high school. So
Yeah.
writing has always been kind of like my way to deal with my mental health. I'm a big advocate for mental illness and mental health and trying to break the stigma surrounding it.
Mhm.
I deal with really severe depression and anxiety, and that's so being creative is a way for me to get those bad ideas out of my head
Mhm.
instead of listening to them,
Yeah.
because anxiety is lying to you.
Yeah. Sometimes our brains, despite all of our best efforts, sometimes our brains want to destroy us, and it doesn't make
Mhm.
any sense. Yeah. What kind of kids were you? Now, Tyler, you said you were a shy kid and a writer kid.
I was a nerd. I didn't have many friends growing up and everything. We moved a lot as kids.
Hmm.
So I mean, for my fifth grade year, we moved three times.
Hmm.
And yeah, I lived in Texas for two parts of that year and then moved back up here to Buffalo for the rest. And luckily, some of the kids I went to the younger grades with remembered me, kind of thing, though. But mostly I just kept to myself a lot.
Yeah.
So
Lydia, were you a nerd too?
um I did. I was like, I remember there was a bookmobile that would come like on our street, and you could get the most you could take out was 7 books
Hmm.
at a time. and I would take out 7 books at a time and have them read by like the middle of the week. So like that was me growing up. Um, I wasn't like the cool kid or anything. I
Mhm.
remember wearing like black and white striped stockings to school with like ruby red Hot Topic shoes. Um, I just did, I dressed how I felt. I don't feel like I fit into like any niche so much, but I went to like a very artistic high school, but
Mhm.
I don't feel like I really fit into any of the groups. That was just me.
And you were in Western New York as well, right? So Tyler was in
Yep, I
Buffalo.
grew up in Buffalo. Yep, I grew up in Buffalo.
So I'll
So,
tell you something, you guys. I grew up, I'm just outside of Toronto, and our
Mhm.
Fox affiliate was WUTV. Now, I'm
Yes.
probably a good 10 years older than you guys, but as a child, I knew more about personal injury law firms in Western New York than any Ontario kid ever should. I knew all about
Yeah.
Salino and Barnes. I knew all about,
Toledo and
yeah,
Barnes.
Nicholas Perot and Strauss. I knew about if you're hurt in a car, you call William Matar. I knew all that stuff. And I'm sure you guys knew a lot about Marineland too. I think that ad ran on
Oh yeah.
WTV as well. Yeah.
Everybody loves Marineland. Yep.
Oh, not anymore.
No.
It's
Yeah.
bad. All
Yeah.
right. So,
The whales didn't love
But
it.
but
no.
but sadly, it's now just Barnes,
Yeah, they
or
had
it's
a
just
breakup.
Salino. It's just Salino. Funny story.
Yeah.
Well, no, one of them died.
Oh,
I was actually Salino's paper delivery girl.
really?
Yeah, when I was like 9 years old, my nana, she was a distributor for the Buffalo
Mm,
News. So she would deliver the paper to the people that had paper routes.
mhm.
So whenever she didn't have anybody to do a paper route, me, my brother, and sister, we would pick up that route for however long she needed someone to cover it. So I delivered Celino's paper for a very long time.
Did you ever talk to Celino? Did he ever come out and say,
I did
Lydia,
no.
we'll only call the newspaper place if it's absolutely necessary? Like that.
No, I never got to meet him,
Okay.
but
And then we got to scout the Salino mansion when location scouting for the Lady Castle Day of the Mort, and it just came down to availability that we didn't get to shoot there. But we got to meet one of the Salino brothers, and we went on the tour for the mansion, and it turns out it was the first building in the United States that had central air.
Really?
Yeah, it was really interesting to hear
oh,
the history
That's
for it and
cool.
everything too.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was neat. There was this grand stairway that we really really wanted, and I worked on crew for other things there. Like they did their HR training, and I was the DP or the camera op and everything for their HR videos. And I was like, I'm gonna keep this in my back pocket for their contact info, and then we got to
Yeah.
go check it out, and it just wasn't available for when we needed it.
Celino and Barnes is getting a completely unexpected shout out in this interview. Very, very crazy.
Yes.
Or just plain Celino these days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Our real sponsor is Dr. Pepper. No.
So at what point in your life, Tyler, did you know that you wanted to be a creator for a living?
I think when we wrapped the first film, I think that was the big accomplishment of, I mean, it took 2 years and everything too. This was my first indie film when I started when I was like 19 years old. We're shooting these on, the first camera I got was this I remember it's the Panasonic Proline DVX 100A. That's the camera that they used to shoot the old Jackass episodes with.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, like I know the footage. I'm gonna try to do something like 28 Days Later, but drama and zombies. And we shot the first film in 2013, and it wasn't fully complete. The one actor we had, that was the main character, he was moving out to Los Angeles. He got picked up working for Nickelodeon, and he took me aside and he's like, "Listen, upgrade your gear and reshoot the entire film." And he goes, and you will be very happy. He's like, completely recast me, keep everybody else. You will
Mhm.
have a project that you're very, very happy with. So I took his advice and we did. And it felt surreal reshooting a lot of scenes, especially because, say, like the one group had 3 people in there and just only one person changed, kind of thing. But yeah, we showed some test footage at some local horror conventions, and it was pretty well received. And I remember sitting with my friend Bree, who's gonna help out with Big Boobenstein.
Yeah.
And we're sitting at Mighty Taco, and I just hit the
Mighty
launch. Yeah,
So
the
we got
launch
it at the same
button.
time, Lydia and I. Mighty
I
taco.
worked there. That was my first
Yeah,
job.
yeah. I remember still we were sitting at the one on South Park in Hamburg, New York, and I hit the launch button on the YouTube page. You used to be able to like schedule your releases kind of
Hmm.
thing. And we just sat there just watching the views go up and up and up and up
Wow.
kind of thing. I was like, okay, well we're gonna write the sequel now. So we wrote the sequel and we started filming it immediately. It was supposed to take place in the winter time. We shot 2/3 of the film. We shot the beginning and the ending and not the middle. The one, unfortunately, cast member we had, she passed away from cancer. So we couldn't finish the project at all. So we decided just not to try to fix it without her kind of thing. Everyone was very understanding. And now, all these years later, um, we're gonna go back and try to reboot the first film to make it the project we always wanted to make in the most cinematic quality possible. And I got Lydia and Amelia Favada on that one too.
Wow.
But I
That's
think
good.
it
Yeah.
was the initial crowd reaction. I think of like, okay, I think I'm making the right steps in the right field kind of thing. That's what made me want to do it.
Hmm. Now, Lydia, what were you on track to become before you got sidetracked and became an actress?
I actually was a New York State corrections officer,
Wow.
and I had actually gotten hurt on the job and lost my job because of my injuries. So had I not gotten hurt, I was on the list to become a New York State trooper. So I was on track to become a trooper. That
Hmm.
was what I had gone. I went to school for criminal justice. That, I took the test. I actually, a couple weeks after I got hurt, I got the letter from the state police saying that I could come in and do my fitness exam, but there was no way I could do it with my injuries. So
Hmm.
that's what I was on. That was the plan. That was the slope.
If you could send either of your 13-year-old selves a message, what message would that be?
I would say, watch out for this car. No, I like working in this industry and everything too is really fun. And there's really two levels of filmmaking. It's the indie world and it's the bigger Hollywood world. And I mean, if you want to stay in indie, stay in indie. If you want to go for Hollywood, get an agent. But it's a whole thing. You could thrive in either or and still be successful. There's like huge things now for indie stuff. There's crowdfunding. There's people that'll help you afford costs for productions. And I think the biggest thing I would have told myself of if I wanted to pursue this career is really just focus on networking at an early age. Networking is key in this field and stuff too.
Hmm.
Back then, it was just kind of surrounded with just my friends. I didn't really want to reach out to anybody until I would say like 6 or 7 years ago, and then I really started expanding quite quickly. But I would say, yeah, it's just focus, hear what everybody else has to say. Criticism is helpful, even though sometimes it could be negative,
Hmm.
but just focus on everybody around you, kind of thing too.
How about you, Lydia?
I would tell myself that you're not alone. There's other people that feel the same way you do. And it doesn't matter what other people think of you. It matters more what you think of yourself. And I hope that if I was ever able to redo it, that I would believe in myself more when I was younger, so that I would believe in myself more now.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel that. I feel the same way. Now, what were the first steps? This goes to Tyler because, well, no, it goes to both of you actually. What were the first steps that you took towards making your dreams of working in the movie industry a reality? Even though it wasn't initially your dream, Lydia.
Well, I'll let Ty start since
Okay.
it was his dream.
Um, I don't know. It kind of just kept going and going and going. It was essentially, yeah, just I felt like I met the right people at the right time, kind of thing, and I just stuck with it. I don't think anything has ever slowed down. It's always sped up, and it's just been an ongoing speed, and I know for mental health, Lydia and a couple other friends suggested I take a break after we're done with Boobenstein, and I
Hmm.
completely agree. I'll still be at conventions we booked out and everything too for the summertime though, but yeah, I gotta reground and refocus. And because we after this we have another huge wave of things ahead of me and Lydia to do.
Are you guys doing any conventions up here, up in Canada?
I got to get a passport.
I
So
don't have one. I don't have one either.
Well, I'd love to come and visit you guys at a
yeah,
convention in the States, but I don't think they'll let me because I have JD Vance memes on my phone. So, yeah.
it's no worse than what we have on our phones. So
I have a lot
Now,
of Lord of the Rings memes.
mm.
yeah, I have some of those
Every
too.
time I find one, I send them to Ty. I'm
Um,
like, he's got to be so annoyed with the amount of like reels and memes I send him about Lord of the Rings.
They are the best parts of my week. So
Yay!
mhm.
I saw some of those the other day. Oh no, it was an it was an actual Instagram thing from Dominic Monaghan where they were Billy Boyd was giving what's his face, the guy who played Legolas, a mohawk. Like he was sitting in a
Yeah,
barber chair and he was
Oh,
shaving his head for him.
I did see. I remember seeing that post too. Yeah, they're what is it? Samwise, Frodo,
Oh,
Merry, and Pippin. The four of them are doing like a ton of conventions in 2026 together as a group. The four of them.
yeah.
So they've been promoting a
They're
lot.
pals. I love it. They're my
I love how
boys, the
they've just
hobbits.
stayed. You know.
Yeah.
and it's cool too because Sean Astin is now the Screen Actors Guild president,
Yeah.
Mhm.
and that's huge. Well, his mother used to be president, I think, in like the '80s, if I'm right, or it
Patty
was
Duke? Yeah, I think
yeah.
he was. Yeah.
And he's Sean Austin's a huge supporter for indie film,
Hmm.
and it's like we've been able to work with SAG actors and everything too. It's really not that much paperwork. It's something people really shouldn't be scared of or
Yeah.
use that as like red tape not to do it. But it's a lot of it is just fill in the blanks. You submit it, they send it to their agent, and then they just give them the thumbs up to go work on a project. It's more of just a protect them for insurance wise and to make sure and guarantee that they're getting paid. Other
Yeah.
than that, like we have friends that have joined SAG and want to be in our stuff now for our next project. And the same thing too. I had an actor that became SAG as we were shooting Castle Day in the Mort, and we had full permissions to shoot his scenes and everything too without any
Hmm.
worry.
That's excellent. And they really need a strong leader right now too. One
Yeah.
who with the generative AI slop that's deluge of slop that's coming out now, they need a
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
strong leader in place, and I think he's the guy. So
And to pick the guy that went to Mordor itself. So
yeah, exactly.
I got
One
something
does
cool
not
to show
simply
you
Okay.
guys.
go to Mordor.
Yes. I don't think I showed this one to Lydia yet.
Oh
Uh,
gosh. And then he sent me a website to pre-order more Funkos, and I was like, if I bring one more Funko into this house, I am going to be unalived.
you're gonna be really upset for your Christmas gifts then. All right, I don't think I showed you this one.
Wow.
Ah,
This is from the trilogy that Lydia doesn't like, but
not a huge fan of The
So
Hobbit.
what's the name of this one? It's not
this one
Sting.
is the Goblin Cleaver.
Oh, okay.
This is the one that Thorin Oakenshield uses in the first two, and then Legolas takes it for the other half of part two and going into part three.
Because Legolas wasn't even a character in in that book.
No, I
I
know. It's so
know, but they
crazy.
paid him well.
And how does one book get three movies and three books get three movies? Like, ugh,
Yeah, it's
it's
weird.
frustrating.
I couldn't believe though
That's the nerd of me coming
yeah,
out. Like, it's frustrating. Like,
I couldn't believe that the Goblin King was played by Dame Edna. That blew my mind. Yeah.
Yeah, there's what I loved about it, and I told Lydia about this too. I keep forgetting the actor that I think it was Jet something. He played the dwarf with the starfish hair, but he was
Yeah.
originally part of Peter Jackson's
oh,
crew, and he played the orc warg rider and a couple different orcs throughout the original Fellowship through Return of the King. And Jet Brody, that's his name.
Okay.
He got to return to go work on Rings of Power as an orc. So that's
Oh,
a guy that got to go through three entire legacies of Middle Earth kind of thing too, and I thought it was so cool
that is
That
cool.
is.
as like an actor and a crew member, and like that is something like super super cool that he got to do.
So, Lydia, we know that the movie industry wasn't your dream, and we know that the first film project that Tyler worked on was Alive the Undead. We're going to be Alive Undead. Is it Alive the Undead or Alive Undead?
Alive the Undead,
The Undead.
but
Okay.
yeah, we have a new name that's not confusing for the next one. So
Okay, perfect. Lydia, what was the first film project that you worked on?
The very first thing that I filmed was during COVID, filmed it over Zoom,
Hmm.
and it's called Found Footage the Series, and I'm in episode 7, and it's called I Had Mothman's Baby.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
What was that experience like for a first timer? Now, that's a weird experience if it's through COVID and you're by yourself.
It was luckily the director Dan Wilder, super nice guy. He was like, because we're filming, I just filmed on my laptop. I was able to have my script, so I have my lines. Thankfully, my character called for like dark sunglasses, so you couldn't see if I was reading my lines. But like looking back, I'm like, oh my gosh, I was like terrible. I like, oh my God, it was crazy.
Oh, I
Part of
hope it's
this, one
streaming
of the
somewhere so the viewers can go
It
watch it.
is. It's on Tubi. Part of the one scene calls for me picking up a hot dog off my bedroom floor, and it has like a Band-Aid on it, and I bite it. So I really
Oh,
did like put a hot dog on my floor and put a Band-Aid on it, and I bit like the top of it. Like I went full bore. And Dan was like, "This is how you could tell you're new." Because I was like, "Oh my God, I don't have the one prop." I was like, "I'm so sorry, I forgot the one cup." And he's like, "Because you pay newer actors tend to pay attention to the very small details
yeah.
because they want to get everything right." But overall, it was a great experience. So I'm happy that I was able to do that.
Yeah, and it led to bigger and better things, so it's
Yes,
fortunate. Yeah.
that's how I
Now,
made my way to a Lady of Castle de la Mort.
exactly, and that's a great segue into talking about the Lady of Castle de la Mort. So, I recently had the very talented Mel Heflin on the show, and she's one of the performers in Lady Castle de la Mort, and she's been cooking up a few projects with you guys. And
yes.
let's talk about your most current one, which is the Lady of Castle de la Mort.
What would you like to know?
Well, first of all, can you give us some background on the story?
Yes. So I was a huge fan of Mel Brooks growing up in Young Frankenstein, and I've probably seen,
Frankenstein.
yeah, we've probably seen that movie like 50 to 100 times. And I loved it as a kid and stuff. I think we wore out the VHS tape at Blockbuster and everything too, just like renting it quite a bit. But yeah, I was a huge fan of it. I'm like, I want to do a black and white comedy, and I'm like, I'm really starting to build this story. My best friend Anne Marie and everything too. She's been in a handful of my projects. She was with me back since we started the Alive thing 13 years ago, and I noticed like, well, she's got a lot of supporting roles, and she's always working on crew. And I told her like, I want to write you a lead role in the film and everything too. So we kind of built the story that takes place in 1942 in southern France, and a traveling writer kind of his his journey gets a little derailed and stuff, and is like searching for his inspiration for his new book, and he ends up going through this really creepy village that's just south of a castle, and they're all very superstitious about it, and they kind of send him as a tribute to the castle,
Okay.
and he's very very unaware, and it's all about him trying to survive the night as the host, the lady of Castle de la Mort, is obviously grateful that the village has continued to send another victim, kind of thing. But the title actually came from me and Anne Marie working together on it. It was always going to be the Lady of, and then she came up with the Castle de la Mort part of the title, and then we just combined it, worked it all together. But yeah, we wrote the script over a year ago and went into immediate pre-production because I'm like, okay, this is going to be my next project for sure. Scattered around, we found a few locations that we wanted. I got a train car that we rented, and it's from like 1927, so it worked
Mhm.
out perfectly for the era. And then it was slowly just filling the gaps in casting and everything that I knew. I wanted Patrick Devaney in the film, and I was trying to find him the right spot. And partially, the film deals with in 1942 in October. Nazi Germany is moving from northern France to southern France, and this is kind of when France started fighting back. And our story takes place right in the center of that.
Okay.
So Patrick Devaney was the antagonist as Captain Jugendschlagen, the German captain. He had a lot of fun. But yeah, it's a very lighthearted Mel Brooks comedy that turns into a Tarantino bloodbath.
Oh, nice.
So we spent months preparing, and we built the set on the soundstage at Avenir Cinema Studio in Buffalo, just off Niagara Street.
Mhm.
Our The parking lot there physically faces the Peace Bridge, so you
Oh,
can
okay.
literally see right over the water and see the
Mhm.
Canada on the other side. So yeah, Lydia came back in June to shoot. We shot 3 days in June, and then we shot 5 days in November, just because some people were not available for both. So we just prioritized getting the big stuff done for June, and then the inside stuff done for November. But yeah, we built a pretty believable castle on the inside of a soundstage, and everybody had the time of their life, I would say. But
It was so much fun.
yeah,
Now,
Lydia got to kill a couple vampires, and we have we have publicly announced we are teaming up for the prequel that Lydia's gonna be the lead character for.
oh wow.
So it's gonna be fun. Lydia is part of a flashback sequence in the Lady Castle Day of the
Yeah.
Mort. So she's only got a couple scenes though, but the crew of vampire hunters that go to the castle before being slaughtered and so on. We figured there's definitely a story to tell before this.
Spoiler.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there's pictures of Lydia and everybody covered in blood, so
Yeah,
it's
true.
it kind of already
I
leaked pretty quickly.
I'm so proud of my death in that film. I made Tyler break when he was
Yeah,
filming and he had to call cut. So I was so proud of that.
yeah,
That's the goal, right?
yeah.
In a
We
It
have
comedy? Yeah.
yeah,
we have quite an
I was like, I
extensive
just went
blooper
with
reel,
it.
but yeah, everybody became best buddies and stuff on set, and like so many people traveled in for this thing, which meant the world. That like Jeremy Hirsch came in
Yeah.
for a role as Father Gabriel and everything, or Father Martin. I'm
Mother
sorry,
Martin.
and he's coming back too for the prequel as well. And
And he'll actually be in Big Boobenstein as
yes,
Father Martin.
Oh,
same
okay.
with Gary Vanetta Jr. came in as well for the Lady Castle Day in the Mort, another good friend of Lydia's. And I got him as well for Big Boobenstein. And then, yeah, we at this time we already knew that I'd be directing Big Boobenstein. Um, this was announced in March of 25, and we were starting to shoot Castle Day in the Mort for June of 25. So I met up with Mel Heflin at a convention in Pennsylvania over the summertime, just so like we could all start hanging out and just used to being
Mhm.
around each other kind of
Yeah.
thing. And we're like, well, I got a couple open spots and everything. Let's see if I could fly you guys in to work on the Lady Castle Day in the Mort, because that way when they come back here in the springtime, everybody already knows each other.
Yeah.
So my entire crew from Castle Day in the Mort is the crew for Big Boobenstein. So that way, yeah, everyone's it's just going to be skipping the winter.
Yeah.
And then
No,
we're all reunited. So
it's a good
we
way
flew
to do
in,
things.
oh yeah, we flew in Brian Wilson from he was in Dublin, Ireland at the time,
Hmm.
and he spent the week here helping me shoot the film and everything. He used to do a lot of like cool music stuff with Disney and everything. He's going to be watching this, and he's going to be smiling and telling this. But yeah, he's playing Eyesore and Big Boobenstein, and that was
Yeah.
we wanted him involved too because I know he did a lot of like crew work for movies, and he shot his film Dennis and Henry, which is available to watch on Tubi, just so everybody knows.
Mhm.
But yeah, we definitely have this A team of indie people just pulling all efforts together to shoot this upcoming project. But Lady Castle in the Mort, we got two pickup days that we're shooting Big Boobenstein from April 18th to the 24th. And then the Castle in the Mort pickups are the 25th and 26th.
Okay.
So yeah, everyone's going to be working nonstop. And we are on track for our release for Friday, June 19th.
Yep.
And
Okay.
that's when the film's going to be released.
So are you AD on both this one and Big Boobenstein, Lydia?
No, I just played Mary in The Lady of Castle de la Mort.
Okay,
So I'll be assistant director on Big Boobenstein, as well
right.
as playing Joanna.
Okay. Yeah, I wasn't sure. I thought that you were AD on both for some reason, but yeah. All right. How did you get involved in this project in Castle de la Mort?
Um, I had auditioned. I wanted to be one of the vampires. I've always wanted to play a vampire, but I was going through a really depressed phase, so I didn't get my audition in time.
Mhm.
And I reached out to Tyler and I like apologized to him because I felt bad like wasting his time. Um, and he was like, "Well, why don't you just like read for this other part?" And I got the part of Mary. So,
And we extended it like 8 pages
Oh, excellent.
just for you.
we had fun with it.
Mm.
So that's how
Yeah.
that worked out.
And the rest is history. Now you guys are working
Yeah.
together on all sorts of stuff. And you know what? You get a couple more projects under your belt, and you guys might become the regional horror, the regional indie guys for Buffalo. Like you got Mark Poloni out there in Pennsylvania. You got Brandon Rhinus out there in Edmonton, and you guys might be the ones for Buffalo.
Yeah, I'm trying to get out of this area.
Okay,
So
then you won't be
yeah,
the ones for
it's
Buffalo.
no,
You'll be the ones for
no,
somewhere else.
yeah, it's the thing. I like me and Lydia will always work together and stuff too, but I'm in
Hmm.
no way attached to this area or too much of like the film producers around it. But I kind of just do my own thing, and that's just what's working for me, kind of thing.
All right.
So
Well, that makes sense too. How did the funding project for this one go?
for the Lady Castle de the
Yeah.
Mort, we did not hit goal on either campaigns.
Oh.
So we sat down, did the budget, and we're like, okay, it's going to cost 14,000 to shoot this film, and that's ensuring everyone's obviously paid for their time, food, locations, props, wardrobe, everything. And out of the two campaigns, we only raised about 5,000 before Indiegogo's deducted fees.
Hmm.
So
Which they
I
take a lot.
Yeah.
I I opened up two credit cards and maxed them both out just to make sure we had what we needed.
And he
And
sold off his collectibles. Like I
I
give Ty so much credit. He,
Hmm.
he was putting in overtime at work to help fund that movie. He was selling his things, his collectibles to make that movie. I've never worked with a director who did any of that. They,
Hmm.
this
so
one
I
they'll have
gave
to
him a
cry
lot
from
of
my
props.
cold dead hands. So, but yeah, it's true. So last year I worked at a dealership and I ended up quitting at the end of July. I've got a new job at the time. By the end of July, I worked 172 hours overtime,
Wow.
and we were still out of money, kind of
Yeah.
thing too. And I did another 30 hours at this other job for overtime for the year, and still affected. And I just started a really big, pretty serious job and stuff on last Monday as the warehouse operations lead. So that's going to help me get back on track.
All
So
right. Well, I mean, it's good that you're going to be able to get back on track.
yeah, because right now I live by myself, and I'm sure everybody watching this knows rent is outrageous right now and everything too. This
Yeah.
I'm in a very small apartment for 1,050 a month without any
Oof.
utilities included, and I'd rather pay a mortgage. So that's why Anna Marie's been helping me look for houses and stuff in the area. She used to do some realty stuff for a while,
Hmm.
and yeah, I'm just trying to find some place to settle down.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm fine paying this much, but I'd rather own the place, kind of thing. So
definitely. Do you have any fun behind the scenes stories about the making of Lady Castle de la Mort so far?
we got a
Either one of you.
lot. Lydia's got probably a
Okay.
couple.
We got some really funny videos.
Okay.
Mhm.
Apparently, I cannot mist water out of my mouth. I was trying to do that. It looks so much easier than it actually is.
Hmm.
And not just like a squirt, but like full on mist. And it was not happening. I just kept taking water and I was just like and it would just like dribble down my face. And then at one point I like run in to and because it was kind of like a stunt, we had a little crash pad on the floor and I had knee-high like pleather boots. Um, but I run in to catch Father Martin, and the way I landed, I was like, "There's no way I can hold this." So I tried to like move my leg, and it let out the biggest sound, and everybody, it was just like complete silence. And I'm like, so everybody thought I farted, and I was like, "Nope, it was just my boot." But somebody was taking like behind the scenes, so we have it out.
And it's
But
in the camera
it
cut
was a
too.
lot of, it was in the camera cut, so it was a lot of fun. Because
Now,
I didn't, I just ran in there, and I'm like, I was just trying to get just a smidge comfortable, and it like ruined the whole scene, and I was like, I'm so sorry.
anyone who's ever worn leather pants can tell you all about that.
But
Struggle is real.
she hurried in and hugged him like because she asked he's been bit by a vampire, he's bleeding out, and this is mercy that she's putting him down before he turns. And big
It's of course a
emotional
really
scene.
serious
And
scene.
then she leans back and you just hear it was a
Um,
blast.
I'm gonna snake a couple of pictures of the castle from your Instagram so that we can put
Yeah,
them in the corner here and show the people at home what the castle looks like that you
Oh
built.
yeah,
yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, get some people excited to see the movie.
yeah. There's
Well, when people do watch the movie,
Hmm.
Brian is actually, is it, I can't remember his last name, Ty.
Wilson.
I was gonna say Brian Wilson, but I was like Beach Boys. So Brian Wilson came from Ireland, and he actually did exterior shots of a castle out in Ireland.
Oh, cool.
And I hope I'm not spoiling
Yeah. So there's
anything.
there's no stock footage in the film. This was all stuff like we shot basically in 2 to 3 different units kind of thing.
So not only did he, Ty built the inside of the castle, but we
Hmm.
have actual footage of castles from Ireland. So I think that's pretty cool.
That's very cool.
Yeah, I don't think we got the permits for those, but it's okay.
That's in Ireland. You're out of their
Hermit
jurisdiction now.
Schmer. Exactly. Like, what are they gonna do? Fly
Yeah,
over here?
yeah.
No.
So there's a couple other fun moments and stuff we had to. I can't talk about the one because that would ruin a major death in the film.
Okay.
Oh, I
And
think I know what you're talking about.
yeah, but I'll say I have one of my close friends, Brandon Maciejewski. People have gotten us mixed up for years and stuff too on set. We do look alike, and he's the better looking one. So um I needed people to be these like German soldiers and everything too in the film. And we had a couple dropouts last minute, which is to be expected and stuff. So an indie
Yeah.
film, okay, if you need 6 people, expect 3 of them to show up.
Hmm.
And I called Brandon at the right time. He had open availability with his work, and he goes, "Yeah, I'll be there." And I told them we need to make these Nazi soldiers act like the Three Stooges, and that's my only direction I gave him. He didn't read the script. He just kind of browsed over some lines, and I kind of just let him go his own way with it. He did the role of this soldier like Stuart from Mad TV
Okay.
in black and white. So I showed the actors where their wardrobes were and like, okay, go to the changing room in the studio and put it all on. And he came out and he's wearing the helmet backwards. And no one corrected him. I'm like, we're just gonna keep it like that. That's gonna help us out. But on I think it was our third or fourth day. It was our third day on the Monday because that was the only day we were shooting scenes with the ghost actress. Um, we added this last minute action sequence to the film as the big conflict is going on at the end and stuff, and we're seeing the vampire taking out SS soldiers left and right. And I told the guys, hey, I got this idea for this segment. Let's have it that I dressed up as one of the soldiers because we just needed an extra body. Brian Wilson put on a uniform too, just because, like I said, we needed a couple people in here. And we would go through the dining hall of the castle, waving our guns around. We see the ghost, unload our machine guns on her. She lifts up and just like force like spins me around. I shoot Brian and she snaps my neck. I go to the ground. And then Brandon walks up to lift up the machine gun and just ejects the magazine out of the M40 and goes, oops, oh well, and just walks away. Um, but each time, like I did the neck snap and I'd fall to the ground,
Mhm.
Brandon would hover over me, and each time he hit the eject on the thing, the magazine would almost hit me in the nuts every single take. And I think he was aiming for it. I think it was one of the takes we did. Anne Marie's like, you got to stop lifting your hand. I'm like, she's like, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm protecting it. I'm trying to catch it and everything. But we shot that about, I want to say 7 or 8 times,
Mhm.
and it's funnier every single time too. There's also a post credit in the film that we shot too. That Brian Wilson, he's going to be playing like the Dracula dad, and he's only in like 2 scenes at the very end when Dracula comes home. And we did a scene with Mel Heflin, and her and Paula Henderson kind of guide us in as like captured German soldiers,
Mhm.
sit us down at the table, and Anne Marie's line is, "Oh, we're having German for dinner tonight." And Brian's supposed to get up and smile, walk over, and thank you for watching us to the camera as it circles in on him. And I whispered to Brandon, I was in the scene there too as one of the guys, and I'm like, when she says her line, say thank God because I'm starving. So he yeah, he did it very loud and stupid. I was like, thank God, because I'm starving, kind of thing. And I broke horribly. I could not compose myself. And he's like, why would you tell me to say that if you can't stop laughing? Because I know everyone else is gonna be dying when they see this. And so I ended up I had the bucket helmet on, so I had to
Mhm.
just keep my head down out of the shot because I kept smiling, and you could see like my shoulders, like I'm trying not to laugh.
You're doing the old SNL trick.
Yeah, exactly. That's actually what I learned from. But yeah, Brandon's been a riot to work with on this. He's gonna get a lot of laughs, and then he's gonna be one of the police. I think yeah, the police officers for Big Boobenstein that we're gonna be working with. So yeah, it's mostly, I would say, yeah, 90% of the people from Castle of the Mort moved on just straight on to Big Boobenstein kind of thing too. So
Yeah.
you'll see a lot of
Yay.
familiar faces, and both projects released this year.
Yeah.
So
So you were
it's
saying
gonna
that
be fun.
this one comes out on June 26th? Is that what you said?
19.
June
19.
19th. Okay. So
Yep.
we'll put that in the big thing. We'll put that in the description of the video too. We'll put the
Yeah.
release dates of
You'll
both.
you'll have a digital copy before then. So
Okay. Perfect.
they can kick back and watch it. And then Big Boobenstein, we're gonna add 3 pickup days on for like the end of summertime.
Hmm.
So expect like late October, mid-November for that release and stuff too. It'll definitely be out by Christmas because we want to make sure everybody gets the DVDs and Blu-rays sent
Right.
out before Christmas time, kind of thing.
So talk segue into Big Boobenstein, talking about your next big joint project. I'm very excited for this one. I even threw in a few bucks. I'm one of the
Well,
backers for
thank
this one.
you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Appreciate
How did
that.
you guys get involved with this project?
Like I said, most of the
Kai
black.
texted me and said, I want you to be my assistant director. And I was like, okay.
Yeah, it was a lot. So, um, essentially, last or I would say December of 24. I just keep getting a bunch of mutuals that pop up on Facebook and everything. I'm no longer on Facebook right now.
Mhm.
And Jeff O'Brien was one of them. I'm like, okay, like I'll add him. I thought I saw something get shared a couple of years ago, and then it was true because it was Mel Heflin voiced the audiobook for Big Boobenstein. And I looked on his page and stuff too. I'm like, okay, I see he's a writer. He's got some cool cover arts and everything like that. I said, I bought a copy on Amazon just to support him and everything too. And I wrote to him saying like, hey, I got a copy of your book. I'm gonna check this out. Like, keep up the good work.
Mhm.
And got it, read the book, and then a couple months later, or 2 months later, I should say, Jeff and Mel made a post saying that they want to make this book a feature film and that they'd be looking for a director and everything too. And they've been trying to get this off the ground for a while. So I wrote in and stuff and I said, hey, like I'm interested in stuff too. This is previous works of mine that have been produced for comedies and everything too. I think I could really help ignite this project and everything. So I just remember seeing the chat bubble pop up like and then like it stopped and then it, it popped
Mhm.
up more and yeah, after a while they're like they looked over the stuff and I'm like, yeah, I'm really interested. And Jeff sent over a screenplay and we had to format and everything and needed a little bit more, so we sent it back and then he added some more stuff and then I went on top and just added a bunch of more stuff in for timing.
Mhm.
And we started our casting. Obviously, Mel is the lead as Adelaide Big Boobenstein, and
Mhm.
it's cool enough that she voiced the audiobooks, and I know she loved the role so much because she had a lot of personal connection to it and stuff. That was her push to do this project most. And yeah, we were trying to figure out, okay, well, where do we want to shoot it? What do we got to do? I'm like, I really want to do this in Pittsburgh, but that's going to cost a lot of money. And we're like, well, we already know a lot of locations at Buffalo, so just do that. So yeah, we had a pretty extensive casting process. Clifton Taylor sent in 3 auditions for 3 different characters, and he nailed all 3.
So
So
who's
we're
he going to be?
so Clifton Taylor is playing Dr. Kuntz,
Oh, okay.
the plastic surgeon, and
With a K.
yes,
Yeah, yeah.
but he acts like a C. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah. You guys want to hear something
Hey,
crazy? My
yes,
dentist is actually Dr. Kuntz with a K.
that's funny.
That is
We gotta
hilarious.
get him a
Oh
copy of the
my
book.
God.
It's she. It's a she too.
Man, hope she's not mean.
Yeah. Sorry,
um, oh, you're good.
I cut you off there.
So he sent a very, very funny one as Eyesore, and Brian Wilson at the time, we didn't know him too well and stuff. We're best buddies now. He wanted to audition for Dr. Kuntz, and I'm like, we had about 15 auditions for Dr. Kuntz, and Clifton's stood out the most. He did his very flamboyant and high energy, and everybody else kind of did the Gene Wilder Frankenstein kind of thing.
Hmm.
I think Clifton's version stuck out the most. I'm like, okay, we know we got Dr. Kuntz.
Yeah.
And I wrote to Brian, and I know Clifton's well over 6 feet tall. And I know Brian's a little bit shorter. I'm like, well, could you read these sides for Eyesore for me? And I'm like, I want you to, like, Eyesore in the book is kind of like a half-wit, I would say. And I said, I want to add a lot of this character to the film. And I said, like, I want him to have his own, like, personal motives and personal, like, personality and all this stuff, too. And he sent a golden audition. I'm like, these two physically next to each other are going to look so perfect. And yeah, I offered Brian the role, and we made sure Brian has dual citizenship, so he could fly back and forth for film work and everything just fine. And yeah, I got him on Lydia Castle Day of the Mort, and he had a blast with that, and he's excited to come back. And he's got another project called the Banana Movie that I'm going to be helping him out with too down the road.
Hmm.
But yeah, it's the casting was on point. I kind of picked a few of my locals and stuff too for supporting spots, just because I know people that are reliable.
Yeah.
But I would say about 2/3 of the cast are flying in from out of state. So
Yeah.
it's been a lot of fun. We just did a production meeting last night for the set deck team. There's 5 of us on there.
Hmm.
And we all just sat down for 2 hours and went over notes and color ideas of how we want to do like vibrancy and everything too. So if you love like Jim Carrey's The Mask, you're gonna that those are the like bright vibrant colors we're going for with the lighting and stuff too.
Yeah.
But a lot of ideas, a lot of boob research of figuring out how to make Mel's like chest work. And it's not like for special effects wise, we're trying to do like the TPE vest, but we're trying to figure out what like paint is going to hold that also matches the paint that we're using for her skin tone and all
Right.
this stuff too. And there's just so much work going into it, but this is going to be one of the funniest projects I think that the world needs. And I'm just so happy I get to release 2 feature films within 1 year.
Fantastic.
But
Woohoo.
yeah, oh, I've completely burned myself out of energy, but I told myself if I didn't do this project, someone else is going to scoop this up really, really quickly, and
Mm.
I need to do it now, kind of thing.
This one
So,
could end up being like a crossover hit too. So
oh,
like,
it's good too.
yeah.
So,
Mhm.
um, it's still Jeff's film and everything too. Me and Mel just have it. If it's huge and successful, that we will come back and do a sequel and everything. So, Jeff wrote 3 or 4 books and everything,
Mhm.
and kind of gave us an outline of what he wants to do and see where the story kind of goes. And I think he's happy and step 2 with the process so far. So as long as it's a hit, I mean, it's the next Terrifier with big boobs, I guess. But I have my A team on this one. I got Lydia, and she's
Yeah.
fantastic. So
Now I have a Lydia question about this one too. Lydia, what
What?
goes through your mind when someone pitches a project to you called Big Boobenstein?
Ooh, you know, a lot. Um, but I love learning more behind the screen, and that's what I've been focusing on has been writing more and trying to learn more of pre-production. And so being asked to be assistant director was like a huge compliment
Yeah.
because this is only the third thing that I'll be assistant director on. So I really appreciate that Ty's trusting me with it.
Mhm.
Um, so everything else kind of was like just fuzz in the background because I'm
Yeah.
like, oh my God, I gotta help them make this movie, you know? So it's like the title didn't mean nothing,
Yeah.
didn't mean anything to me, you know, it was just being able to create something um and actually have my hands in it instead of just playing a character, you
Hmm.
know, I get to be there for the whole thing. So
Yeah.
that's what I was excited about.
Uh, And that's definitely it's great that you're getting that experience and that you can, further your career that way too. Get that experience and move
Mhm.
on to bigger things as well. But I'll tell you, every time I talk about Big Boobenstein with someone in in regular world, not indie horror
Yeah.
world, I have to say,
Mhm.
Big Boobenstein, now wait, hear me out.
That's exactly what I had to do with
I
everybody.
immediately have to say, wait,
Yeah.
let me finish, and tell them what it's about. And then they're like, oh, okay, that's good.
Yep. And that's the thing, like I had to explain with people and like it's a name she gets heckled. And it's just it so happens that it's the title kind of thing too. But it's really, yeah, it's a story about Adelaide and this domestic abuse situation and everything too, and
Yeah.
this really toxic relationship. And we make you hate her ex-partner so much that you want revenge with her kind of
Hmm.
thing. And that's really the driving point of the storyline. And there's a lot of stuff I added in for Eyesore that's not in the book because like it's not spoiling. The book's been out for 12 to 13 years now,
Hmm.
and it's perfect and stuff too. There's just a lot of adding in between point A to point B, but that little A.5 kind of thing, like that's what we kind of expanded a lot on just for timing. But Eyesore has a lot of scenes in this, and it was for timing. And I think a lot of people are going to like the humor that's been drawn out for that. But yeah, it's a film that I want people to root for Adelaide
Yeah.
of finally getting revenge and also moving on from the toxic relationship because she's gonna learn like she's happy without Johnny and everything when it's all done. So
Hmm.
so I think this is gonna be a huge like for people that love like Lady Frankenstein and also revenge movies with comedy. I think this is going to be a huge thing for them.
Definitely. I agree. So, as of the time that we're recording this interview, the Kickstarter ended roughly a week ago. How did that go?
It went amazing.
Good.
I've never used Kickstarter before, so we don't know what their full fees and percentages are. So we will find that out soon. Um, it's essentially we raised enough to get the casting crew here and covered for their time and everything. It's more of in reality, it's we kind of did the budget breakdown like Castle Day. The more it is okay, we need about 15 to 16 to shoot Big Boobenstein, but with the a hair under 8 that we raised, we could still get a major quality chunk done. Because the cool thing is we have a lot of equipment that we're just recycling in for this project too, of like the camera, the lenses,
Hmm.
all the stuff. Like we still have, I mean, like 500 foam cups from our catering stuff too, and like hundreds and hundreds of paper plates, even just the smallest little details of like what could be left over and recycled, and then prop guns and all this stuff from other projects. So it really, really helped out. But the most priority thing and stuff is, like I said, is making sure people get here, they get covered for their time. And like I said, and we just shoot the project, we get the food that we need, and yeah, then we just start working on post production immediately after.
Now, are you going to have a big role in post-production as well as the assistant director, Lydia?
Oh, I know absolutely nothing about editing, so I think it's best that I not.
I just sent her funny
Um,
videos. That'll probably just be
yeah,
All right,
he'll
that's
he'll
good.
send me vid, and I just be like thumbs up.
Mhm.
I just downloaded editing software so I could learn to edit,
Yeah.
but I will be nowhere
Are you using
near.
DaVinci Resolve?
I got the Adobe Cloud package because it was
Oh,
like
okay.
50% off for Black Friday. So my friend Tom is supposed to help me learn how to use all of them. So far, I've learned how to write on a PDF. So that just goes to show I'm not that. I'm like the worst millennial when it comes to technology.
I think you'll pick it up pretty quick. It's not that bad. It looks really daunting, but there are so many on YouTube. There are so many tutorials that are just in
Mhm.
bite-sized chunks. If you want to learn how to do, like, don't try and watch a whole course or anything like that. Know something that you want to do, and then look up how to do that thing. And then once you know how to do that thing, move on to the next thing. Don't try and learn everything all at once.
Will do. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So unfortunately, that all lies on Ty.
Hmm.
Yeah. Brian Wilson's gonna be helping me out with editing and everything too. So
Oh, that's good.
Okay.
that's all squared away. And he's doing a lot of the visual effects for Lady of Castle Day the Mort and stuff too. He did a really cool title sequence with like the lightning bolt and strike and the title pops up. That's all Brian. So yeah, he's gonna handle all like the muzzle flashes, the VFX score, all that stuff for Castle Day of the Mort. And then obviously he's got a lot to do for Big Boobenstein. But
Yeah.
so he's up for the task. We're really, really excited. Like the only thing that stinks is we're across the ocean from each other.
Yeah.
And yeah, he when he flew to Buffalo, I showed him everything iconic to the region. Of I picked him up from the airport and I took him. We have a restaurant called Duff's Wings. I don't know if they expanded up into Canada or not.
No, I don't believe so.
But I got
So
him
good.
pure buffalo wings, and he got to try out. I don't think you guys have it either. Loganberry, the Loganberry soda.
No.
So that's yeah. I think it's a Western New York delicacy kind of thing too. And yeah, the lady's like, "Oh, I'll bring you a sample." She brings him a giant cup filled to the top and everything. He was gonna like it, but yeah, he's had Tim Hortons before and everything too, so it
Mhm.
wasn't like too much of that stuff. But like the bison chip dip, he got to try that out.
Oh, so
I know. I have
good.
some in my fridge. I sent him a picture last night and like I have the new iPhone 17 Pro Max. I did portrait mode of like scooping it up and I sent it to
Oh,
him. But yeah, there's a lot of restaurants we don't have here that still exist in Canada. Like Swiss Chalet was one of my favorite things to go to growing up.
yeah. We got him
Yeah,
across the street here. Yeah.
yeah. It was
But
being
we don't have stuff any longer that you guys still have, like the Olive Garden, for example.
Yeah, Olive Garden's not that fun. The
Oh.
breadsticks kind of went down, but yeah, Red Lobster shut down for a while. I think they're coming back. Same thing,
Hmm.
Pizza Hut.
Flavor Flav brought it back.
Did
Yeah,
he?
oh man.
Oh,
Yes.
right. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Because of the shrimp. He was like, "Oh, I'll pay for everybody's shrimp. I'll pay for
Yeah,
everybody's unlimited shrimp. I got
I
money."
love Flavor Flav and Snoop Dogg's like character arcs over the last
Yeah.
few years. It's been like the most amazing thing to
Well,
watch. I know
Snoop
that's
Dogg's
kind of
kind of
off
taking a
topic of
hit.
everything,
hmm
but
Snoop Dogg had a heel turn a couple of weeks ago. But other than
But like
that,
he dresses up for his kids, like his
yeah,
grandkids' birthday parties. He dresses up in like a full outfit so nobody
yeah,
knows it's him, so that he doesn't take attention away from his grandkids. And I just, it's like the little stuff.
yeah, that's
But
cool.
but
And Flavor
that's why I
Flav,
sorry,
dress.
that was my off-topic tangent.
that
That's
you
why
can
I
have as
dress
many
down
as you
around
want.
you guys, so I don't.
You can have as many
That's why
tangents as you
that's
want.
why I
This is the
wear
tangent
wigs.
show.
That's why I wear
Mhm.
wigs wherever I go, so nobody knows who I am.
Yeah.
Lydia's got a really cool wig for Big Boobenstein that she's gonna wear. It's like this
Okay.
cool, like vibrant purple one. It's gonna catch the light perfectly.
Is that the one that you were wearing in the live the other day?
Yes.
Okay. I was about to say your hair looks a different color than it did a few days ago.
I will have I'll be at like a convention and I cosplay a lot, so like I'll do
Hmm.
different characters. And I will talk to somebody for like the entire day. And then the next day I just come in dressed as myself and they're
Yeah.
like, "Oh, hi, nice to meet you." And I'm like, "We literally talked all day yesterday." And they're like, "Oh." And I'm like, "Yeah." So,
So that's a perfect segue into the next question that I was going to ask is,
oh,
do you guys do a lot of conventions and do you cosplay?
Yes.
yeah. Yes and yes.
All right. So what is your go-to cosplay? What's your favorite character to dress up as? And you can take turns answering on this one.
Um, I think mine is probably Tiffany from Bride of Chucky. Uh, I also do Wednesday Addams, Harley Quinn from the Suicide Squad. I've done Poison Ivy from Batman and Robin. Uh, I just did April O'Neil from the Teenage Mutant
Okay.
Ninja Turtle comic books, where the
Yeah.
yellow jumpsuit. So that was a lot of fun. Uh, I'm always looking for new things. I've done Bride of Frankenstein. So it's great. It's interesting to become a character that people know
Yeah.
instead of, which is different than acting in films because you're creating a character that hasn't been seen yet.
Hmm.
So, but Ty?
Yeah. What do you like to dress up as?
I got a lot of stuff that I work on. And the big one we're gonna try to do for next year. I have some armor piece for Lord of the Rings for the first age, or no, the second age elf armor from the prologue. Of they do that wide shot, and the elves are on one side and the orcs are rushing them on the other, and
Hmm.
they just flip up with spears and everything. So I have the replica 7 foot tall bow, and I have the helmet piece, and I just got to get like the tunic garb and everything too. But I I know I'm one of the only few ones that actually loves Rings of Power. So going with the history of it, like Eregion, they have this very green jade, or this like really jade green hue to their armor, and I'm gonna try to paint it to mix the prologue helmet with that green, just to like cross the show into the actual films kind of thing. But for I went to Steel City Con in the early December and everything too. We went down there just to kind of, that was our like relief and stuff too for wrapping the Lady Castle in the Mort, that me, Anne Marie, and Amelia Favada went and had a lot of fun. We all got matching tattoos. We all got these bats on us on our
Nice.
wrist. And I know Robert Patrick was going to be there from Terminator 2, and I know I'm a
Hmm.
huge fan of Peacemaker. So for Halloween, I decided to pay $250 to have this Peacemaker season 2 jacket from the one that John Cena wears for Peacemaker season 2 in the alternate dimension kind of thing.
Okay.
So I wore the jacket to the convention, and I walked up. I'm like, yeah, I'll pay Robert Patrick $80 for an autograph. I don't care. He's a legendary guy. He's super
Mm.
super nice to the indie world and everything too. And he actually talks to his people that visit him and everything. And he he was like, "Hey son, how's it going?" Because he plays the dragon and everything. And I picked out the 8x10 of him. I was either going to get the one from T2 of him like going through the uh the bars at the mental
Yeah.
institution, or I ended up picking up from Peacemaker season 2 of him in the blue dragon outfit.
Hmm.
And he asked my name and he writes it down. He's like, "I am not a Nazi." on, on, on it in blue, and I loved it so much. And he goes, "Oh, what do you do?" I'm like, "Oh, I'm an indie actor and writer and producer for the last like 13 14 years and stuff too." And he's like, "Oh, like, well, there's a huge community here, like just in Pittsburgh."
Yeah.
Asking, "Where were you from?" And I'm like, "From Buffalo." And he's like, "You drove from Buffalo?" And I was like, "Yeah." And like I said, I didn't care. I wanted to meet him. And he was like, just told me, "Keep up the great work and everything." And he's like, "Listen," he's like, "Had if he didn't get Terminator 2, he would have been like just fine working indie. But he's like,
Yeah.
just keep up the good work." And that meant so much to me. Just like that little 3 minutes with him, I was like, yeah, that's worth a 3 hour drive. I'm happy
Yeah.
with that. So it
That's
was
really
good. And
cool.
then the coolest thing of the convention center that Steel City Con takes place at is it's physically across the street from the Monroeville Mall where they shot Dawn of the Dead in the 1970s.
Okay.
So you could go hang out at the convention and then walk around the mall. And like we were walking around pointing out, "Yep, that's Tom Savini rode down this hall on a motorcycle." And like this is the fake hallway that leads up to the roof and all and all this stuff. But I think Benderson bought the mall property, and I know they're going to start shutting it down. So it's the next time we go, they're good for this year. They shut down in 27,
Yeah.
but we booked Gross Fest. Tim and Tom Gross run this amazing film fest, or like
Hmm.
film fest and convention, and just outside
For
Monroeville.
independent
Yes,
filmmakers.
Yeah.
yes, and it was a huge like blessing last year to go. And luckily, Tim and Tom messaged me and said, "Hey, we're gonna start getting tables. Let's lock you in for one." And I paid for my table and stuff too. And now literally most of the cast of both feature films are going to be there.
Oh,
So
good. Yeah.
yeah, and me and Anne Marie got a table for the Lady Castle in the Mort, and Amelia Favada, my assistant director, she's coming down just to hang out with everybody. But Amelia is playing Liza in Big Boobenstein, so
Hmm.
she's going to be there. Mel and her husband are going to try to drive up, and then Brian Wilson and his wife are going to fly in from the UK to enjoy the weekend with us. And then last night, Sean Sanders, who plays Kane, he's on my SecDat team. And then my our art director, Summer Harrison and Sophia Thorne, they're coming in too. So it's like everybody is just reuniting for that one weekend, just
That's
for
cool.
so much fun. So we're just gonna take over the hotel. So
Yeah, that's awesome. If you see Steve Rudzinski there, tell him Ben says hi.
Oh my God, I love Steve.
I know
Steve is great.
usually he goes there, right?
Yeah, yeah, he
Usually I
does.
saw
Yes,
people.
he's always
Yeah,
there.
yeah. I
But
had him on the channel a few weeks ago, and we talked about Christmas and all that business.
yeah.
Oh yeah,
We,
Curtains for Christmas, his Christmas movie.
yeah. Well, I mean, he's a
On
big
Tubi now.
on Tubi. Yes, I streamed it six
Or a
times that day when it went up.
meowy Christmas.
He was the big reason. Um, he opened my eyes to the plight of the indie filmmaker. When I started reviewing movies for my
Mhm.
friends, just being goofy and all that kind of stuff, I was kind of being a little asshole, like I said to him. Um, I didn't really take indie movies all that seriously in the beginning. And it was through an interaction with Steve that he really changed my worldview. And I told him that my heart grew three sizes that day.
Yeah.
And it like to turn from the Grinch into somebody who likes to champion this sort of thing. So, uh, yeah, he's a big component in leading me towards what I do now and what I am now. So,
Mhm.
yeah. hmm
Oh.
And
He's a good guy.
meeting him at Grossfest was cool. The cool
Yeah.
thing, Clifton Taylor was there too, and we knew each other from online. I knew we cast him and stuff, but he didn't know I was coming down that day to kind of meet up with Mel. I'm like, just whatever, whoever's there, just let it be a surprise. And Clifton was hunched over his table, facing the other way, like reaching for something, and I just snuck up behind him and I got a copy of the book. And I was like, "Excuse me, sir, can I get your autograph?" And he was so happy to see me. He just lunges and gives me a hug and everything. And yeah, he signed the inside of the book and everything. It
Yeah.
says, "Tyler, thank you for everything, Clifton Taylor." These old copies and everything too. This is what Jeff said. These are kind of like collector's relics now. There's been a re-release of the book and everything, new cover art, and
hmm
Jeff was very, very sweet to dedicate the new book to me and Mel for everything that we do with them.
That's nice.
So grab it on Amazon. It's definitely available. Another cool thing, Mike Lombardo, another director and stuff in indie film, he kind of did a new horror film called Dead Format. It's kind of like, I'm assuming, a horror film taking place in like a blockbuster. He sent us VHS tapes to have scattered throughout the film.
Nice.
So Video Castle, his brand is going to exist in the Big Boobenstein world. And I told him I'm going to use this in other projects and everything too, just to like kind of keep expanding the universe for him. But I think that's really, really cool too. And then Fumducks, I got a couple different things of like indie projects we worked on that there's posters in Fumducks. I've just kind of animated into that world kind of thing.
Yeah. The
Yeah,
animation stuff is cool too. I saw some of that on Instagram.
it's so much work.
I
It's,
can imagine.
I, that's why I'm trying to wrap up these projects. It's just so I can go back to animating for like the next year after we're done with Big Boobenstein. But yeah, it's taken a lot. Like physically, a year ago this week, we recorded the audio for episode 1 for Fum Ducks,
hmm
and the only thing we have to finish is just Amelia's voiceovers. We just had like 3 or 4 lines for her to fix, and I could drop it in and probably release the episode in the coming months. So it takes a lot. It physically took well over a year and a half to do one episode on my own,
Yeah.
and this looks heavily like Rick and Morty mixed with like Simpsons and The Boys kind of thing. But the world's most useless superheroes have to unite to stop the end of the world. So it's very, very graphic, very funny, and I am releasing it on YouTube free for everybody to watch.
Oh, nice.
So
Woohoo! If it's
yeah,
for free, it's for me.
I monetized on YouTube this year, so I'll get a
Oh,
kickback
nice.
from it. But I want this everyone to enjoy. I'm not going to release this in theaters or anything like that.
hmm
This is just something I put online, and I just want people to have fun. That's my
That's cool.
dedication to it. There's going to be a Kickstarter in the next 2 months for anyone that wants to just have like a quick little voice lines in episode 2. The first episode focuses on a UFO crash in Russia,
Hmm.
and the heroes have to quickly recover the tech before the Russians get it.
Okay.
So the next one is kind of like government conspiracies, and then the third episode is a zombie outbreak in the government building, and then it just goes on from there. But we wrote 9 episodes. We plan on doing all of them,
Okay.
and we do have a live action that will be the very final chapter of all of it together. So
Oh, that's cool.
yeah, we're heavily inspired by like the Tim Burton Batman of like the tones and stuff too. So I mean, we won't get to that for like another 6 years, but everybody's dedicated to it. So we'll
Yeah.
get there. It's just I gotta shoot, yeah, Big Boobenstein first and Castle the Mort, and then do our little convention run, shoot the
Yeah.
Alive reboot, and then
Yeah.
just stick to animations for quite a while after.
Yeah. You only have like 2.5, 3 years of work to do before you can do the animation.
Exactly. Exactly.
But at least he's getting better at it now, so it's going faster.
Yeah, I took online classes, and
Yeah.
I mean they were $800 courses, and I'm almost finished with the one. You get this whole certification and everything too, and I have the login and I downloaded all the training videos in case anybody else wants to learn Procreate. But I went into the app not able to draw anything, and now those background frames, I'm like, that's 10 minutes, and it's all right, next frame kind of thing. So the trick with animation is you have to do all your background frames before your foreground frames of character motion.
Yeah.
Kind of like think of it when you watch The Simpsons before, like when they do the opening credits before they all run to the couch.
Mhm.
How much of the stuff is different in each of the redos, or like what changes in their techniques? And it's always the wall's the same, the couch is the same, the coffee table's the same on the side. But that's the trick, is learning character motion in 2D animation, is making sure everybody's running fluidly together
Mhm.
and fitting, and then doing the different reactions. But yeah, it's a lot of work. And
Yeah.
going into animation, I had to completely forget anything I learned about filmmaking, because it is its own media. It really, really is. And that's why going to conventions, I love going through Artist Alley and just talking with animators and comic book artists and so on like that. I'm just like, this is such a hard craft to
Yeah.
do, but it's so much cheaper to just draw a building instead of renting one kind of thing for filming.
Yeah.
So that was my push to really do animation stuff too. But yeah, I like I said, I
And you
spent
only have to feed yourself.
exactly.
Yeah.
Well, I have to feed Gino and everybody else pizzas, but that's like I only have to do that once a year when we record each episode. So
Well, I'm very happy you're doing the work and not
thank
taking
you.
the easy way out like a lot of
Yeah,
people are.
I will never touch AI. That
No.
is completely garbage and everything
Yes.
too. And it's very shitty that people in the Directors Guild and the Producers Guild support it. And it is very, very bad.
I'm having a hard time right now where I've been asked, and I'm not going to say who it is. I've been
Yeah.
asked to review someone's, I'll tell you later. I've been asked to review somebody's movies, to give
Mhm.
my treatment to a couple of their films, and
Yeah.
I've seen a few of them, and I have a big problem using with the use of generative AI, and I know that they use it because I've seen it in their previous movies, and I don't know what I'm going to do for this. I don't know how I can satisfy this person without making them very grumpy at me,
Yeah.
other than, just putting it off as far as I can.
Yeah. There's um
Hmm.
there's been a couple and stuff too that they use AI to make their poster arts, and it's
Hmm.
easy to spot. And I'm like,
Yeah,
I
very easy. Yeah.
I will not support you kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like I will withdraw if I threw money at your campaign or whatever, I will withdraw it and
Hmm.
everything. But it's it's a thing too. Like I know some artists and stuff, they do cost money, but you know what? They're worth it. They are
Yeah.
100%. They are working people too with their 9 to 5 jobs, just
Yeah.
like all of us.
Their art is just as important as your art.
Yes,
Yeah.
but like that's the like we have a fantastic guy Eric that's going to be doing the cover art for the Big Boobenstein Blu-ray and
Hmm.
everything too. And it turns out he did the cover art for the Dogma re-release for Kevin Smith.
Oh, cool.
So I was like, "Fuck yeah!"
Yeah.
Sorry for swearing, but yeah,
Yeah, you
that
can swear. It doesn't matter. I'm not
yeah,
monetized.
Good. I'm working out with him too to hopefully do the cover art for Castle of the More. We could just try to do like a bundle thing.
Hmm.
But yeah, I would rather pay someone money and everything too, even though, like I said, I'm struggling with my own bills. I'm going to be in debt for Castle of the More for the next 2 years.
Yeah.
But after that, next project. No, no, the credit balance, the available funds will just go up higher and stuff to use for the next one after. But it's mainly, yeah, I said down the road and stuff, I'm going to be willing to help make poster art for people that just want it, and if
Yeah.
it helps and stuff, all right, just tell me your budget and we'll make it work. That's all. But yeah, well, the whole thing too is like working on the indie level and stuff. It's every penny is spent already, whether if it's just going to food, like for the catering, or like I said, even just making sure you have money for a first aid kit on
Yeah.
set. It's every penny is really accounted for already. But that's why I think most projects should do their artworks and everything too, whether if they do like finishing funds campaigns
Hmm.
to take that into account for like media releases. That way they have a new cover art ready as they're getting the finishing funds for post production, which is also, hey, you have this file ready to send for your Blu-ray covers kind of thing too.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But it's a lot.
Yeah. Now, before we move on to the lightning round, which is a
Yep.
fun little thing where I fire some quick fire questions off at you, and they'll be funny and it'll get people to know a little bit more about the two of you.
Mhm.
Um, Before we move on, Lydia, tell me about your Legos.
Ooh, my Legos. So about a year and a half ago, I got really hyper focused on building Legos. I have ADHD and it helps me to sit down and focus. But I'm sure a lot of people are aware of this, how expensive Lego sets are.
Hmm.
And I mean, I'm literally doing these sets in like an hour, 2 hours. So it
Wow.
was really adding up very quickly. And then I had to figure out a place to store said Lego sets. So I ended up getting like these Billy bookcases from IKEA,
Hmm.
and I'm a huge Harry Potter fan. So I have like a ton of Harry Potter sets I've built. So I have one cabinet dedicated just to my Harry Potter sets. And then like my other cabinet is my other set. So I have like the Museum of Natural History, the
Hmm.
Sanderson sister house, the Snow White house. So all those fun sets. I built a haunted house the other day. I built the little lamp guy from Pixar. So Legos, it allows me to just sit down and focus and kind of put out the rest of the world and the thoughts running through my head, because I tell people all the time, if you were to look in my mind, it feels like there's 100 internet tabs open and
Yeah.
like probably half of them are buffering.
Yeah.
And that's just how my mind is all the time. And I'm just like, okay, I have to click on this browser right now because that's what I need to get finished. I have to-do lists all over my house of different things. Because I just need to focus, and building Legos takes that like stress off for that hour and a half. So Legos is a really great thing if you have really bad anxiety or ADHD.
Now,
This is the one I need to build still. So
oh,
Yes.
my son and his wife had that before they moved out east. They had that set up in their room. They had that particular guy.
yeah, I've
My,
I've
mhm.
always had tuxedo cats, and my one I had for like 18 years passed away, and that one looks just like her.
Hmm.
So at some point, I'll build it and put it next to her ashes. But it's
Nice.
yeah, I've had that boxed for over a year, so I'm
Mhm.
trying to make the free time for it one of these days, one of these years.
Now,
But
I was going to ask about the Legos. In order to make room for more Legos, would you ever sell the completed Lego sets? I've heard that there's a website where you can sell completed Lego sets.
People do that.
Yeah.
I save the boxes and I save
Yeah.
the manual. So every set I do, what I do is I take like a gallon size Ziploc bag and I put the
Hmm.
instruction booklet in it and any
Okay.
extra pieces.
Yeah.
And I seal that up and I put it back in the box so that I have, if I do decide to resell.
Hmm.
But I don't see myself doing that.
No? Okay.
Um, I like to look at them.
Yeah.
It's,
That's good.
and
Maybe
now I
one day
have
you'll buy
like
a warehouse and you can store them all in there, right?
I could have a Lego room. I should turn just like one room in my house into Legos.
You could do
Have
that.
like all around. There's so many new sets. There's so many sets.
There's so many. Now, Tyler, I understand that you are what is referred to as a cat dad.
Yes.
Yes. Tell us
There's
about your cats.
there's four of them.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I've always had three growing up and everything
Yeah.
too. So that's just the normal number of animals that we're just used to taking care of. So yeah, essentially I've had my three. I was with someone for 2 years and everything, and that kind of fell apart. But in that period, we kind of forcibly rescued number four.
Mhm.
And when we split up, we realized that the one was bonded to my boy cat,
Mhm.
and we didn't really want to separate them, kind of thing too, because they didn't have any fault in the situation. So I just said, okay, I'll make sure I'll just take care of her, kind of thing. So I'm the crazy cat dad now, but they kind of operate on the buddy system. So the one two hang out with each other, then the other two hang out with each other. They don't really
Okay.
interact them unless it's food time, kind of thing.
It's like
But
the Sharks and the Jets.
yep,
So it's like West
exactly.
Side Story.
Yep. And then three of them are girls and one of them's a boy. And
Okay.
Cosmo, he's the boy cat. I rescued him when I was in Utah for a little while and brought him back to New York with me. About a year and a half ago, he had a pretty serious stroke. For a cat, he was only like 2 years old at the time,
Hmm.
and that was like $10,000 I had to pay at the Orchard Park Emergency Vet. And luckily, I qualified for care credit, and you have to pay it off within 12 months, or it's 29.99 APR.
Oh my God.
So I luckily paid it off right in time, but it was really really hard for a year. I'm very grateful that a lot of the indie people helped me out with that and stuff too. I think we raised like 600 or 700 on the GoFundMe just to help out, which did help out immensely and everything
Yeah.
too. And he's almost fully recovered from his stroke. He still walks a little bit funny, but other than that, I just let him do whatever he wants. It's He has a serious heart murmur, and that's what triggered it.
Yeah.
It's mainly he was at the vet hospital for a week, and the MRI when they do it on animals, it costs like 3 grand to do it. So I'm like, we that's where they found the problem. So I
Hmm.
just have to be grateful that his steroids are working, and yeah, he has this little Garfield like mentality to himself of he does whatever he wants because he knows he gets away with it.
Do you feed him
But
lasagna?
no, he usually goes for everything else. So
Okay.
usually I have to tell him no. He had an interesting story that he was at the Ogden County, or I think it's Weber is the county and stuff. Ogden, it's just like a little bit north of Salt Lake City. And they're like, yeah, he was found under a bus and him and his siblings were frozen. He was the only survivor. And I'm like, this little kitten, he like needed a home. He was just fixed that day,
Yeah.
kind of thing. He lost his little balls. But yeah, he was immediately leached to me and didn't want me to set him down or anything too. And he was like
Mhm.
$25 for adoption out there at the shelter. So I took him home. And he's been my financial commitment ever since. But yeah, the other ones they're pretty healthy and everything too. It's he hasn't yeah, I don't have health insurance. I know here in the States it's not good and
Yeah.
everything too. My cat has health insurance, but I don't.
Yeah.
So he's covered up to 10 grand every year, and I think it's like $30 a month I pay kind of thing too. So has its perks just in case anything bad happens to him. But yeah,
Cross your fingers. Maybe we'll make you our 11th province and you guys will get
yes,
free healthcare.
I hope so. Yeah. You'll love Thumb Ducks because it's very anti-government. So
Okay.
yeah, there's a lot of jokes specifically targeting Trump in Thumb Ducks.
All right.
So
Cool.
yeah,
I don't know.
you're
Maybe I
gonna
will
get
leave this in. I haven't decided yet.
you're good. You'll get a kick out of that for sure. And it's
Yeah.
like I put those in there to physically upset people. That was the whole point. And I thought it was hilarious all the time. The ship we call Lola, the
Mm.
it's Lola is short for least operational lunar apparatus.
Okay.
That's like the X-Men jet basically for the
Yeah,
superheroes.
like the
There,
Blackbird.
there's a fuck Trump bumper sticker on there. And yeah, it's bad too and stuff. But like,
Yeah.
I don't know. And I'm just glad like I don't have kids and everything too. I know you guys are both parents and everything, but this was not the world I would have wanted
Yeah.
if had I had a kid of them to experience because it's like money and power make people do ridiculous and stupid things.
Hmm.
So back then, like us growing up in the 90s, we're like, yeah, like this is good. We're in the Fallout Boy era and and so on. And I was like, the world as kids that we experience is not today what we wanted it to be at all. And that's
Yeah.
I think that's for everyone across the political spectrum and stuff. But
I'm probably
well,
a good 10 years older than you guys, but I grew up in the Cold War era. So
yeah, I'm
we,
32. So
yeah. Oh, turning
I'm
49.
37.
yeah.
37?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm turning 49. So there you go. I'm way older than you guys.
Oh, it's all good. Yeah,
Age
and
is just a number.
Yeah.
right. Yeah, me and Anne Ray are best friends, and I know she's older than me. But yeah, it's just crazy times and stuff too. There's a film down the road, if depending on the world is and stuff, I might do it or not. But
Mhm.
it's the movie Civil War, the recent one, inspired it.
Okay.
It might be something down the road, but yeah, it's just nuts. But like I said, Fumducks has a lot of very serious points, but they're heavy comedy. So I
Yeah.
think you're gonna get a kick out of that and everything
Excellent.
too. Um, what else was I gonna say? I completely forgot. There's gonna be yes, merchandise is gonna be coming out for Fumducks too. We're gonna have a couple T-shirts. Um, Going with Big Boobenstein, there's gonna be more pop figures coming out too.
Okay.
So the big target one for the Kickstarter was the Adelaide Funko Pop.
Yeah.
We are going to try to get more of
I
them.
ordered one.
Did you?
Yes.
The glow in the dark one or?
No,
Oh,
I ordered the bundle pack, which I
okay.
think was just the regular one.
No, you get the chase because you're assistant director. You're going to get a chase one.
There you go.
Yeah. Well, Mel already kind of told me the gifts that she was making for the production team itself. And
Mhm.
it's kind of
Aw.
everyone's getting a special one. But we're looking at getting ones for like Dr. Kuntz and Eyesore made, and then maybe one for Johnny. But
Mhm.
it's going to be so much fun. We'll try down the road to get some pops made for Fumducks. Mel has kind of turned into this wizard of being able to print up 7 of them at a time.
Yeah, that's cool.
And yeah, she's like, well, she could do 7 heads at once and 5 bodies at once. And I was like, okay, like that's pretty fucking cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, she's got a lot of really cool ideas. We'll make sure we get you a special one too and everything for all the support and
Oh,
everything.
really? Oh. If
But
if it's going to cost you money to ship it up here, then don't worry
oh no,
about
it's fine. I'll smuggle it up there. I'll get it there.
it.
No,
He'll put
there's
it
gonna
in his man purse.
yeah.
Do you have a man
It's
purse?
gonna smell really bad though. That's also the prison pocket. Yeah, but
Oh, that we're talking that man purse.
Sorry.
Oh, geez.
That's the only one I know about.
yeah, oh yeah, because you're in corrections. That's but yeah, we
Could
got
hold a lot of stuff in there.
there's gonna be some more pop variants, and we're gonna definitely do a finishing funds for Big Boobenstein campaign. That one probably will be up around May or June, and that's just literally just selling off screen used props for the film, and then also like the new variants for the pop figures, and just we're gonna still sell the Blu-rays and stuff. I think we sold like 27 copies.
Yeah, okay.
Oh,
Big
awesome.
Boobenstein. We sold about 53 for Castle de la Mort. So,
Wow.
I know I
the
bought one.
oh yeah, you were the first one to buy it for Castle de la Mort. She got number one. And then it's
Oh,
I'm gonna
number
literally sign the
one.
inside of this is Blu-ray number one. So the cool thing with distribution stuff, we're self-distributing Castle de la Mort. So essentially we pay out of pocket for like the DVDs and Blu-rays to be printed.
Yeah,
It seems like it's cheaper in bulk just to do the Blu-rays. So everybody that
really.
bought a DVD for Big Boobenstein is actually getting upgraded to Blu-ray.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and what we found too is we found green Blu-ray cases, so everyone's gonna get green
Oh,
cases for their Blu-rays for Big Boobenstein.
very cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's that, and then there's gonna be a very unrated cut that's gonna have some nudity in Big Boobenstein,
Okay.
and that one we're gonna do a limited run of purple cases.
Hmm.
So just yeah, green and purple is like the color themes for the movie. It seems that we're going with,
Hmm.
but yeah, we're excited. The cast here is excited and stuff too. It's we were supposed to just do like a 40-minute dinner meeting last night. It went into 2 hours. So And we're just messaging and calling Mel from Florida as we're up here in Buffalo, and
Yeah.
then messaging Brian in the UK, and then checking in with Lydia too on the other side of New York. So
Yeah.
there's a lot of coordination going on, but it's going to be a
Yeah.
blast. I'm very honored I got Lydia on this.
Yeah.
She's stuck with me.
Aw.
She knows it. So, and
Excellent.
then Lydia, you get to go work on Shiver next week, right?
Yeah, I am filming. I'll be script supervisor this upcoming weekend for Shiver. I'll be working with Martin Kleba from Pirates of the Caribbean.
Whoa. Crazy.
And Martin's the little guy, right? The
Yeah,
shorter gentleman. Okay.
so he's playing one of the Christmas elves.
Yeah.
Aw.
And Mel's in that one too, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Mel is going to be in
Yeah.
Shiver. Yep.
Hmm.
So it's awesome. There's a handful of us that are in Shiver. I'm not in there. But the director, Jeff, is going to be coming here in April for a cop role in Big Boobenstein. So they all get to work together. And then I draw them all here 3 months after. Kind of thing. So it'll be a blast. I know Lydia and Mel are going to have like the time of their life working together too.
Yeah. Have you met before?
Not in person, no.
Oh, okay. All right.
It's going to be fun. Yeah, we flew Mel in for Cassidy in the Mort, and it's literally we were shooting scenes that she was needed for as she was getting off the plane. So we had a set PA go to Buffalo Airport to pick her up as we're still filming in the studio and drive back. She gets to the studio, give her a quick hug. Here's your wardrobe, go get changed, and just jump straight into the scene. So it was quite an
The
experience.
logistics of the indie film industry, crazy.
Pretty
Yeah,
much.
we made it work though. But yeah, it
Yeah.
was. I remember like everything of that day, and I told everyone too, like when building this castle set, we were trying to be the most cost effective thing as possible. And we winged the entire thing and it just worked out perfectly.
Oh,
So, yeah.
that's the best.
Yeah. But I have so many set pieces and everything too that are just gonna be stuck with us for a while. So like
Mm.
some of the set decorators wanted one of the lanterns, another one wanted a candelabra, the other one I'm like, take whatever chairs you want. I'm like, I do
Mhm.
not. I like I said, whatever I don't have to load into the moving truck helps me out.
Yeah.
I stole my weapon.
Yes.
What was it?
It's
Or is it a spoiler?
no, it's a revolver,
Okay.
like a
Yep.
like 1900s revolver. I
Mhm.
kept it. I stole it.
It's okay. That's
Sorry.
the one I think I had.
I have it for the prequel.
Yeah. I
Nice.
don't know. I think I
I
had
have
a
it for
couple of that revolver one that you got because that's the one the constables were using and everything too that were in their thing in the holster. But yeah, we have a handful of scenes left to shoot still. It's mainly exteriors. It's essentially we shot the middle and the ending, so I just have to get all the shots of Kyle Tondas as Henry for the beginning of the film, going through the woods to lead up to the village, and then the woods to lead up to the castle. But it's going to be fun. Kyle, it has a supporting role in Big Boobenstein, and so does Henry Bonnie and everything. That she's the lady at Castle in the Mort, and she's going to be playing the mayor for Mayor Janice and Big Boobenstein. That was an interesting character to really build up. We have a giant fake chest for Anne Marie for her character as the mayor. So
Okay.
yeah, it arrived. It exceeded expectations, and Anne Marie's happy with it. So
All right. So you guys ready for the lightning round?
yes,
Okay.
Ready?
I'm gonna fire off the questions to you, and I'll say which person, and then we can go to the other after.
okay.
Okay. So, Lydia, favorite band or musical artist?
Oh gosh. Ooh. Right now, probably Bad Flower.
Okay. Tyler, same question.
I don't have one. I kind of just let my phone play random on Spotify.
Okay.
But if anything, I think we were listening mostly to Smash Mouth because we're trying to buy the rights to one of the songs to use in Fum Ducks. So hopefully that works out. But yeah, we're trying to get Walking on the Sun. So we're just
Okay.
how much money it's going to cost to use it in a sequence.
All right. Next question. And we'll go to Tyler first this time.
Yep.
Toilet paper roll. Business in the front or party in the back?
I don't know.
Hanging over the top or down back behind?
Oh, I don't even.
There's one correct answer to
Yeah.
One
this
correct
tie.
answer. Otherwise, you're a psychopath.
Well, the other option is I am 32, I live alone, and I don't have a toilet paper roll thing, so I just stack them on the shelf.
And that's fair too. And that was the
Yep,
Marcus Cook answer. The Marcus Cook
yep,
answer was on top of the tank, just sitting there.
exactly.
So there you
Yep.
go. That works. And Lydia, I'm assuming that it's business in the front. Over top.
Over.
Yes. I put it the opposite way once on purpose, and my wife lost her mind.
Oh no.
We'll go Lydia first this time. Ninjas or pirates?
Ooh. Oh my gosh, that's a tough one.
Hmm.
I'm gonna go with ninjas
Okay.
because you never see them coming.
And Tyler?
Pirates,
Pirates?
for
Is there a
sure. Yep.
reason?
Because the government is corrupt and everyone should have their own ship and their own crew.
Okay. See, I say pirates because I like rum, and
Yeah.
ninjas don't like rum.
Well, they
Where's all
might.
the rum gone?
Don't, don't they
Which
have
leads me
sake?
to, sorry?
Don't they have sake?
Yeah, I don't like sake as much.
Yeah, it's too strong for me at my age now.
That leads me to my next question. What is your favorite adult beverage of choice? And we'll go Tyler first.
I cannot drink because I am on blood pressure meds, so I haven't
Okay.
drank in quite a while.
All right. Lydia, do you have one?
I don't drink, but when
Uh-huh.
I did,
Yeah.
my favorite was Malibu and pineapple juice.
Oh, wow. That's a fancy
Tastes
one.
pretty good.
Yeah.
Tastes pretty good.
Mhm.
Favorite cartoon character? And we'll go Tyler first.
I'll go with Rick from Rick and Morty for sure. So,
Okay.
because he's crazy, and that's part of the reason I got into animation.
Excellent. Lydia?
I'm gonna go with American Dad, and I am gonna say the the alien, and now I can't remember
Roger.
his name. Roger.
Yeah.
I was gonna call him Robert for a second, but yeah, I love
Roger with his
Roger.
Paul Lynde voice.
All of his different outfits
Yeah.
and personalities is it's a great character.
Okay,
I'll
next.
also
Yeah.
say on mine, Courage the Cowardly Dog.
Okay.
I met Marty Grabenstein at New York City Comic Con, and he was the voice actor for Courage, and sweetest guy. Like he loved listening to all of us come up to him and telling him what courage meant to us growing up, kind of thing too.
Oh,
So I would
nice.
say honorable mention. Yep.
Favorite video game, and we'll start with Lydia.
Ooh, Ghouls and Goblins for Super Nintendo.
Okay. Tyler?
Resident Evil PlayStation 1.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that scared the shit out of me growing up.
The only jump scare in a video game that's ever got me in my
Mhm.
entire life was when the dog comes through the window at the very beginning of that movie, at the very beginning of that game.
Yeah, it got me pretty good too back then. We would play it at my grandma's house. My grandma would go to the casino with my mom and my aunt, and she had this giant like 60-inch plasma TV, and my cousin
Hmm.
would bring his PlayStation, and we'd turn off all the lights in the house and just play it, and we'd be terrified to like go to the bathroom by ourselves. Everything too, of like running up and down the hall trying to be quick. But yeah, I think that the dog jumped through. That was probably I almost pissed myself. And I remember that the first time, and we couldn't figure out the gag with the shotgun on the wall where the ceiling comes down and
Yeah.
about to be smushed as Jill kind of thing to be the Jill sandwich. But yeah, definitely back then those graphics were terrifying.
Yeah. Oh, and you just brought something up interesting.
Mhm.
Um, the voice work that they used to do in video games, when it would be the developers of the video games that'd be doing all the voice work, put out some
Yeah,
really quality performances, some really hilarious stuff.
yeah. Oh,
Finish
absolutely.
him.
Oh, 'cause especially working like in computer animation and everything too,
Yeah.
it's a lot of the times is, hey, we're gonna change this. Let's just record this to fix the problem.
Yeah.
That's really what it came down to. But yeah, I loved it.
Lydia, if you were a Pokemon, which Pokemon would you be?
Charmander. Oh no, Jigglypuff.
And Tyler?
I have a Squirtle tattoo on my leg, so I'll go with Squirtle.
Ah, That's a good answer too. Both excellent.
First
All right.
generations. Yep.
Yeah,
Easy to remember.
definitely. And finally, Marvel, DC, or other. I'm gonna go with Lydia first.
I'm not, I don't know. I guess Marvel just because they got more out and I've seen more of them. But I do love like the original Batman, like the Tim Burton Batman.
Yeah, and you've got a lot of DC characters that you cosplay as, it sounded like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, so okay, I switched my answer. I go with DC.
Okay. And Tyler?
I do like both, and it's more of I like the original Marvel that we grew up with, of like the X-Men films, the Tobey
Yeah.
Maguire Spider-Man. I I go to the theater and watch the new ones when they come out. Same thing with Disney Plus, but I also love what James Gunn is doing to the DCU. I wasn't
Yeah.
a fan of the Snyderverse at all.
No.
I'm like I have not even watched Aquaman 1 or 2. I just gave up on it. Same thing. I watched The Flash just to watch Michael Keaton as Batman, and that was the only reason I watched it. But I'm a
Can I do
huge
a quick interjection here though?
yeah,
You would both probably like Aquaman 1. I haven't seen number 2
yeah.
because Aquaman 1 was kind of like Lord of the Rings under the ocean.
Okay,
Honestly.
I'll check it
Honestly.
out.
So you'd probably both like it. And now you can continue.
Oh, you're good. And it's crazy like how like the filmmaking side in Hollywood and corporate media is essentially going on because like didn't Netflix just buy HBO or something that they just
They're
acquired the rights
supposed to
to it?
be, but then
Warner Brothers.
yeah,
Yeah,
Discovery is now in the ring because Trump said that they get a shot at it
yeah,
or something. Yeah.
because they just announced James Gunn obviously running Warner Brothers for the last 2 years and everything, and he has this
Yeah.
pretty big plan. And it like I loved him working with Marvel for Guardians of the Galaxy. That will always be my go-to and everything of what James Gunn did. And it's funny because James Gunn worked on the remake of Dawn of the Dead 20 years ago, and same thing. James Gunn worked on the live action Scooby Doo.
Right.
But I loved Peacemaker and all the stuff too. With Warner Brothers, there's a lot of stuff that they shot that got canceled, like the Batgirl movie
Yeah.
that they completed the film, and Brendan Fraser was the antagonist in it.
Yeah, it's Firefly.
And
Hmm.
yeah, and he's like, this was a completed film and they shelved it. He's like, they watched it and it had good reviews, but they just wanted to do it as a tax write-off.
Hmm.
So I don't
Oh,
know
it's
what
it's
the
Paramount that's now in the ring to buy it.
yes.
Yeah,
Yep.
sorry.
And same thing, the second Scooby-Doo movie, the Scoob animation one,
Hmm.
um, they got shut down as they were like 97% done with the animation. And the animators stayed on just to complete the project, even though the film would never get released.
Hmm.
Just to know that they finished it. But hopefully one day we'll see the Batgirl movie. I it's mostly I would say 75% chance we won't see it, but
Yeah.
if something ever happens with the rights, it's just because it was written off as a tax write-off. But yeah, it stinks. Like Brendan Fraser is on the height of his career again,
Yeah.
and like him coming back to do the next Mummy movie, he made a huge like stepping back point when he did The Whale, which was amazing.
Yeah.
And we got to meet him in Chicago. Super,
Oh,
super
did you?
nice guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
We drove 8 hours to Chicago just to meet him. And
Hmm.
it was worth it. Um, but yeah, it's gonna be insane with what DC and Marvel do. I think Marvel's trying to wrap up their stuff,
Yeah.
and DC is just reforming, or they're getting ready to reform with this corporate buyout.
Hmm.
But as far as I know, they said the next 5 to 6 years of James Gunn stuff is safe and everything, and it's still
Okay.
gonna be operational. But that's why I like with Marvel too, is because they acquired the rights for the X-Men. So I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, as long as we get Hugh Jackman, keep doing his thing. We'll still all
Mhm.
show up to watch it. But
Definitely.
yeah, that's why I say both kind of thing. That's all.
That works. I mean, I'm a both guy too, for sure. I haven't really watched much of well, honestly, superhero fatigue kind of got me, and
Yeah,
I haven't watched any of the Marvel shows that have come out in the past couple of years even. And
yeah.
I haven't watched Fantastic Four. The last movie that I watched was Thunderbolts, which I loved.
I loved
Uh,
Thunderbolts. That's like my
I,
second favorite Marvel film, and
yeah,
it felt so right and everything too, because it really
yeah,
highlighted depression and everything. And that was
yeah.
like that's something that they needed to do for a while.
Hmm.
And
Yeah.
then David Harbour, good for him. He's getting all these big jobs now and stuff. He just finished Stranger Things, and now this is
Violent Night too.
Yep.
Yeah.
Got that coming up. He's now basically in three of the Marvel films because he was in Black Widow, Thunderbolts, and then Doomsday.
Doomsday, yeah.
But yeah, good for him.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, he's a good role model or a good example for us big hairy boys out there. So
Yes. That's one of the things down the road I plan on doing the Red Guardian outfit
Mhm.
for a convention and such just because I know I fit I fit the description. But yeah, it's fun going to conventions and seeing like the Marvel cosplayers and everything. I'm like, there's really no Red Guardians around here.
No.
And I loved it when I was in line to meet Robert Patrick. I had my Peacemaker jacket on, and then there's two guys in front of me. Someone just had like a Party City outfit of Peacemaker from the Suicide Squad, and he's like, "I almost bought that jacket online," and I'm like, "Don't! It is skin tight." Yeah, it's fake leather, and like I can't even like flex my
Oh.
forearm in it, and like it was so damn tight. And I told him as soon as I got the autograph, the jacket's coming off, and I'm just going to carry the jacket around. And I had to have, I think, Anne Marie or Amelia like pull on the sleeves just to get it off of me.
Yikes.
It was a lot, but when you see your heroes like that and all these
Yeah,
growing up, I'll put through an hour suffering of it and waiting in their line and then take it off right after.
for sure.
It was so cool.
All right, so Tyler and Lydia, I want to thank
Yeah.
you so much, both of you, for agreeing to this interview. I appreciate all the
Oh,
time that
thank
you've given to.
you.
Yeah, I appreciate all the time that you've given to me and my small audience. It's not a large audience, and hopefully it'll be growing, but every little bit helps.
Yeah,
You are
thank
both a lot of fun. I've loved this conversation. It's been an
you.
awful lot of fun. And I can't wait to see the Lady of Castle de la Mort and Big Boobenstein in
Thank
particular.
you. You will
Uh,
have first sneak peeks at both of them. So
oh,
I will
excellent.
make sure you'll be getting digital copies for having us on your
Oh,
podcast.
cool. And then I can do reviews up like I normally do of them. And
Yeah.
yeah, and we can
Just
put in snippets of this interview in it too, and it'll be awesome.
just I would say be gentle on the castle one. That's all.
I will.
Yeah.
I'm not an ogre.
That one
Uh,
is going to be a lot of fun. I think there's going to be a lot of stuff you really like in the Lady Castle Day in the Mort.
I like horror comedies, so I'm one of the guys who likes horror comedies, so it'll resonate with me. I'm not a gore hound or one of those torture guys or anything like that.
Yeah.
I like horror. I like funny stuff.
Good, good.
Before we
Good, because
go,
I made people
yeah,
laugh.
because you make people laugh in it.
I made people laugh on set, so
Yeah,
I'm
with your
hoping I
Yeah.
make
fart.
people
Oh,
laugh
they
at home when they watch it.
Yeah, with your fart.
all of our scenes are edited and they are all very funny.
Okay.
There's one scene in particular, she was trying to find the voice for the character still on set, and she just kept
Okay.
doing different impressions. And I'm like, I have to edit around this, like to make it work.
You should have just put them all in, all the different voices. Have the voice change
I
every time. It'd been so
I
funny.
did. That's what I did. Every time we did
Yeah.
the scene, I did a
Mhm.
different accent. And none of the other actors knew that I was going to do that. I didn't even know I was going to do it until I heard my Romanian accent and I was like, "Ooh, that was not good." So, like the next scene, I was like, "Adios mio." And Patrick was like one actor Patrick was across from me and he's like, "I almost started laughing when you did that." And I was like, I didn't know I was like, I
Oh,
figured I
Kyle.
would just roll with it. Oh, Kyle, I'm so
Yeah,
sorry.
Kyle.
Kyle. Chicken wing Kyle. I was like, yeah, so whatever. I was like, I couldn't do it, so I just had fun with it.
Before we go, though, are there any other projects that you want to talk about? Like Lydia, do you want to talk about your Hellgate project?
Um, Hell's Gate is
Hellsgate,
kind
yes.
of my baby right now. I'm co-director, co-writer, and I also play Kelly in it. It's the story about a cult leader who uses psychedelics to unleash his members' innermost like inhibitions, but he doesn't
Okay.
really know who or what he's dealing with. There's an undercover FBI agent in the cult that he doesn't know about. And I tried to make this very like psychologically scary instead of there is gore, but I wanted to scare people mentally with this
Yeah.
film and show them that, we know Freddie and Michael aren't real, but with this particular film, it shows that the people you are sitting next to in a movie theater or shopping in your grocery store, you don't know what they're dealing with. And
Hmm.
to me, that's scarier. And a lot of the dialogue in the film is I took directly from probably about 8 different cult leaders.
Wow.
So I feel like it's going to be interesting to see those words on screen that have been used over decades to bring people into real life cults used as
Mhm.
dialogue in the film. So I'm really looking forward to it. We're still looking for private investors. If anybody's interested in investing in a film, let me know. But otherwise, that I'm really excited for that one.
It sounds really good. Like it sounds like it's going to be
Thank
a good one.
you.
Yeah.
We
And
even got the rights to two of Charles Manson's songs to use in the film. So his music will be used in the film.
you know what though? Some of the songs aren't all that bad too, so it's kind of weird.
That's what I said.
Yeah.
I hope you picked the two good ones. So
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I picked two good ones.
All right.
You'll have to wait and see.
Okay. We'll see if you got the good ones. And Tyler, do you want to talk about your reboot of Alive the Undead?
yes. It was the thing we've been trying to get off the ground for a couple of years. I'm glad we actually finally have it in the pipeline to do it. There's that. What I want to do is try to like bundle layer the shooting schedule with another project me and Lydia are doing called the House of Sunset Lane. So that way we could probably just shoot them back to back within the same week and
Okay.
everything. Alive the Undead reboot is going to be titled Revival of the Dead.
Ah.
So that's our new title and everything too for the series. Two characters are coming back for a small spot. So you'll see two of us from the film from 12, 13 years ago pop back in for just a brief moment. Essentially, it has been 10 years since the outbreak, and this small family has been living in the cabin outside the nearby towns and cities. And the father is having medical issues with diabetes, and
Hmm.
essentially they're running low on options. And one of the two sisters have to go scout for like any medical supplies that they could find to help save their dad. And there's barely any guns left that are still functional. It's heavy bow and arrows and knives kind of thing, and the dead run. And
Oh.
at nighttime, they get even more wild. So there's going to be a couple sequences of running in the pitch dark and hearing things chasing you and sounds and all this stuff too. I got Lydia on that project, and same thing. Amelia Favada is going to be there too. We got two or three roles left to cast, but it's meant to be a small cast film just to really bring up the terror because there's really not a lot of people left.
Hmm.
And the House of Sunset Lane is a horror short film following a group of burglars that break into this rich man's house to try to get into his safe, and they realize in the basement they were just 20 minutes late of this mass cult suicide in the basement, and the cult successfully summoned a demon, and
Oh,
the demon picks them off one by one.
cool.
So I figured, yeah, a cost effective thing is probably just going to be shooting those two back to back,
Yeah.
and that way, because it's like I said, I love working with the same people, so it just gets everybody
Yeah.
together. And we're like, okay, these are the funny projects. These are the scary projects. We're doing them separate kind of thing. But yeah, we're really, really excited. I monetized on YouTube because of Alive, and it's my first film that I've done. I call it my most garbage work ever because that's the first thing. And I hate that it's got over, I think, 220 something thousand views. And I reached over 1,000 subscribers. I hit all the brackets and everything too required to monetize. And I'm like, thanks for watching this, guys, but watch this newer stuff. Like that's where I started, but this is where I've grown to.
Yeah.
kind of. But yeah, it's gonna be so much fun. That's how I met Anne Ribani is we were like zombie actors in some like charity events called Terror Technologies. And we'd raise money and food for like the food bank of Western New York and a handful of
Hmm.
other things. And that's how we became like best buddies over the years. And we just worked together ever since. But that one, like I said, the live reboot is telling a film that we really wanted to do when I started filmmaking. So it doesn't erase the events of the first movie, but it takes it to the tone that I wish I could at the time. Like now that we have the technology, the
Yeah.
location, the money, that's the key.
Hmm.
But really making a quality horror zombie film that is just straight terror kind of thing.
Yeah.
So
All
that's
right.
that's the
Yeah.
plan.
Sorry, what were you gonna say?
Oh, I said that's the plan. So
So before I let you go, if an investor, because you were talking about investors there, and if an investor wants to get a hold of you, how can they go about doing so?
You can find me at lydiamanson88@gmail.com.
Okay.
Or I'm on Facebook, Lydia Manson, Instagram, Lydia Manson88, TikTok, Lydia Manson88. I try to keep it simple.
Okay. And how about you,
Wherever.
Tyler?
You can contact Lydia Manson at
Okay, perfect.
lydiamanson@gmail.com and on
Well,
Instagram.
yeah, you guys are working on pretty much all the same projects, so why not, right?
Yeah.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much for agreeing to come on the show. This has been a lot of
Thank you.
fun.
Thank you for having us.
That's
Yeah.
all right. Thank you.